So next up, podcast listeners, we have Go Woke or Go Broke. That's a unique one, I got to tell you. North Koreans are banned from laughing. You actually heard that correctly. North Koreans, podcast listeners, are banned from laughing or drinking for 11 days to mark the 10th anniversary of former leader Kim Jong-il's death. So they can't laugh or drink for 11 days, but it's marking the 10th anniversary. So why wouldn't it be 10 days if they're marking the 10th anniversary? I'm not exactly sure, but this is in the Daily Mail, and it's true because it's all over all the different news sources out there. North Koreans have been banned from laughing or drinking for 11 days to mark the 10th anniversary of former leader Kim Jong-il's death. Government authorities have ordered the public to not show any signs of happiness while North Korea commemorates Kim Jong-il's death. Kim Jong-il ruled North Korea from 1994 until his death in 2011 and was then succeeded by his third and youngest son, current leader Kim Jong-un. Now, 10 years after his death, North Koreans are being forced to observe the 11-day period of mourning where they are not allowed to laugh or drink alcohol. During the mourning period, we must not drink alcohol, laugh, or engage in leisure activities, a North Korean from the northeastern border city of Sinuiju told Radio Free Asia. The source added that North Koreans are not allowed to go to the grocery shopping on December 17th, the anniversary of Kim Jong-il's death. Not that that would matter, by the way, because in North Korea, when you go grocery shopping, there's really nothing in the grocery store anyway. You can imagine with supply chain issues being the way they are, I'm sure it's worse in North Korea than it's ever been, which makes me feel terrible for the North Korean people. They added, quote, "In the past, many people were caught drinking or being intoxicated during the mourning period, and they were arrested and treated as ideological criminals. They were taken away and never seen again." I mean, think about that. You were drinking or you were laughing and having fun. You weren't laughing at Kim Jong-un or Kim Jong-il. You were just like living your life, and you were removed from society and never to be seen again, which I'm pretty sure we all know what happened there. Even if your family member dies during the mourning period, you are not allowed to cry out loud, and the body must be taken out after it's over. What? People cannot even celebrate their own birthdays if they fall within the mourning period. Kim Jong-il died of a heart attack on December 17th, 2011 at the age of 69 after ruling the country for 17 years in a brutal and repressive dictatorship. While the mourning period held every year for Kim Jong-il is usually 10 days, this year it will be 11 days to mark the 10th anniversary of his death. Okay. Another source, a resident of the southwestern province of South Hwanghae, said police officers were told to watch for people who failed to look appropriately upset during the mourning period. So, like, if you're outside and you're on your way to work, or you're just taking a walk outside, right? You're just trying to get some fresh air. You got the police state that's out there in full force. And if you don't look sufficiently sad, you can get arrested and then executed. From the first days of December, they will have a special duty to crack down on those who harm the mood of collective mourning. It's a month-long special duty for the police. I heard that law enforcement officials cannot sleep at all. The source also added that citizens groups and state-owned companies have been ordered to take care of those in poverty during the period of mourning as the country grapples with a food crisis. They said, no, that would cause people to cry right there, right? You go to the local grocery store in North Korea and there's no food. I mean, that would make you cry. They said, social order and safety must be ensured, so companies are responsible for collecting food to give to residents and employees who cannot come to work due to food shortages. Residents must also work together to help out the North Korean street beggars. So, podcast listeners, just when you think that inflation couldn't get any worse in the United States, and just when you think about what the Democrats are trying to do to this country and what they are doing with inflation, and trying to pass yet another bill, Build Back Better, which would cause inflation to accelerate even worse than it already is. In North Korea, you have a country where they have insufficient goods and services to purchase, and they have forced mourning periods. And then in addition to that, I'm sure they have outrageous inflation, because if you don't have enough stuff, obviously the only way to stop it is to either allocate it through the communist government, or you just mark it up, or it's just not available at all. And the Democrats are heading right in this direction. You know? I mean, everything from you must be mourning for the next 12 years because of climate change, because that's all we have left, to we need to pass more and more spending, because it really doesn't matter how bad inflation is. If we don't pass all this spending, then just the world as we know it is going to end. And that's exactly what they think. And another story, North Korea executed 7 people for watching and distributing K-pop videos. I mean, talk about the ultimate in surveillance state and the ultimate in totalitarianism in 1984 all over again, of course. And then meanwhile, the Senate, United States Senate, unanimously passes the Uyghur Forced Labor Bill. Finally. I believe that is Marco Rubio's bill, which finally calls out China on doing these awful things that they're doing to the Uyghur Muslims. Everything from slave camps to organ harvesting to just mass genocide, which is really what, by the way, communist parties do. And you just have to say to yourself, we're so proud, so lucky to live in this country. We need to work really hard to make sure that we don't become these countries. And one of the ways you avoid becoming these countries is by having a government that doesn't overspend to the point where it not only causes more inflation, but at the same time controls every aspect of your life, and you lose freedom.